Oh, here we are again, but something very different this time. We are on the bike with the trailer, but the trailer means you haven't got to struggle. I've got like a good half a mile walk, I guess, from the car to fish here, and yeah, I'm not about because I'm a professional carpiste, obviously. So, you know, because I've got my bike and my super trailer, which is for a hopeful mission next year where I'm going to need it, mega riding, I got it off another fisherman, funny enough, on Facebook, a geezer that fished on the River Thames, geezer called Ben. Anyway, I see it on Facebook. I thought, oh, marketplace. I was looking at them, they're 100 quid or something. I thought, oh, I'll just buy one, and then one came up. He'd done it all in camo tape. Look, saved me doing it. I've took the reflectors and all the silliness off, but do you know what? It's super easy to ride with all the kit on. So of course, rather than struggling and sitting on a unhooking mat all day down here, I've got all my kit and then some. I've got toasted sandwiches, I've got all me I've got a bucket full of bait, me tackle, clothes. I've even bought a bloody brolly, look, in case it rains. So where am I, you ask? Well, today I'm fishing here. There's my carp rods, look. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I've just put them out. It's my first time fishing here. I haven't got a bloody clue what's in here or anything like that. Well, I have got a bit of a clue what's in here. There's some nice carp in here. But it's very different. You know, check this out. Look at that. It's like a bit of Belgian canal, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning. All tree lines. Very atmospheric and very beautiful, and I'm sure. Look at that, look. Rule Britannia, eh? What a mega shot. Anyway, over there, having their breakfast in the trees is the deer. Oh. Yeah, he heard me. It's not too good on long zoom, is it? But he's there with his mates. They're all milling around, having some breakfast, which is what I'm about to do. But yeah, what a cracking place, eh? I shouldn't walk up to the edge, probably scare the carp off. But yeah, I had a donk about out there. I've never been here before, so I didn't know what to expect. I've had a donk about, and it's very beautiful. It's a bit silty, a bit weedy, but I've got a couple of harder drops. One just down here in the edge somewhere, and one sort of roughly in the middle, slightly to me right. And what do you do when you come to somewhere new? Well, you do your old faithful, don't you? A little tiny bits of pepper army, little oily bags. Catch them anywhere in the world. Hard, easy, and everywhere in between. God, it looks good, doesn't it? God, happy Nick. It's nice, I'm enjoying this. Really enjoying it. I love something different. I've not seen any carp yet. The bells over in the palace have just struck 7. I got here, 6:15, the gates are open. Straight in, down to the car park, which is a long way from the lake. Load my up and cycled in. And it's my first time using my trolley. And bearing in mind, I've got, you know, apart from a bed chair, I've got all my kit. In fact, next time I will bring a bed chair so I can have a little snooze in the day. But yeah, standard. Cheers, world. A nice morning coffee, a strong. Oh, I don't know how too strong. What have I got today? Colombian Supremo. Can't go wrong with a bit of Colombian. So I'm going to have me lovely coffee. Oh, it's alright, I'm just pushing my plunger down. Yep. Have me lovely coffee, have a cigarette, and ponder my existence. Ah, yeah, lovely times. Well, hopefully. Oh, look at that, it's like black gold. That'll wake me up properly. I got up at 5 with a bad back as usual. One day I'm actually going to get the hang of filming, and I like just swinging it around talking all the time. Ah, it's very different and very lovely. I don't know what's in here. Stock wise, I haven't really got a clue. It's done some nice ones to over £40 in the past. I think nearly to £50. Oh, is that weed out there? A bit of bubbling. Bits of weed being pulled up by the chimkins, I think. I'm a bit giddy today. I'm loving it. Nick loves early mornings and misty dawns. How can you not love that? It's very difficult to keep it steady because it's at full zoom, but yeah, you can see what I mean. It's like a big bit of Belgian canal, isn't it? Gorgeous, symmetrical. All the trees planted in rows and that, loads of deer. It's Monday morning and I'm the only person here. You've got to be happy with that. Well, it's midday. I didn't see anything down the other end of the lake and it was a real calm. The birds were feeding really heavy, bubbling and stuff as they were picking away and that. I didn't see another bubble. If it wasn't caused by a bird, I didn't see one. So I've literally come to the complete other end where there's a bit of that going on. Nick likes that. It does seem to be ever so slightly deeper. There's not a lot in it, but yeah. So I was all the way down there. And now I have come to completely the other end. Looks nice there, a little bit of scum. They put a rope there to stop the kids casting into the fountains, I guess, but yeah, I put one under that scum, it was ours. That'll do me. Let's see what the afternoon brings.
One step closer to getting out of there. At NatWest, we're here to video chat day and night to help you plan for your tomorrow. NatWest, tomorrow.
Big old stagler out for a mooch. He's gone to the snags, hasn't he? Of course he has. Well, we're back again. The trolley's loaded. Bed chair, the full trip. Any of you blokes that use electric barrows, you've got to be thick as shit, yeah? £1,000, you get yourself one of them for less than 100 quid and a cheap bike. And it is the easiest thing I've ever done. Barrowing kit is never happening again, no matter where I fish. F that shit. This is the way forward. So easy. Right. Swim choice based purely on the many mushrooms. They're not magic ones, although I sort of wish they were, because they might bring me a bit of magic. But anyway, let's hope this beast brings me magic. He's loving it here with the deer. So anyway, yeah, electric barrows. Oh, that is the way forward, my friends. I've just ridden the best part of 3/4 of a mile, not even broken into a sweat. Lovely times. Old Bruce is feeling the cold. Is it chilly, Bert, is it? Yeah, the bonus of having the old trolley, mate. I can't impress upon you just how, what a big difference it makes. I'm sure that once people see how easy it is, the old barrows might become a thing of the past, and you'll be seeing a tracker and a fox and a whatever trolley. Well, it's good, didn't it? There was one geezer here already when I got here, saucy weasel, up the other end. Well, he's about, I don't know where he is, you probably can't see him from here, but he's a good 300 or 400 yards away. Rods are out. Right. And down there is the old palace. And right down that end is where I fished last time. Right at the end. See, the fish can disappear into the canals, go off either side and into the palace, and a lot of the time they spend in there where they can't be fished for. But of course it's October, and they're big hungry carp, so I can't see for a minute that they ain't going to be out here looking for cod balls. Oh, anyway, it's lovely, isn't it? Different. I love a different view, me. So yeah, I've got about halfway, nothing else to go on. I've let the mushrooms guide me, but hopefully I'll be able to string a couple of days together. You can tell I'm ill. I'm proper ill. But yeah, that's the plan, Stan. I've got some boilies with me, and I'll see the day out. It's mad, isn't it? Like, all the way up there, there's no mushrooms, and then just all around this little spot, this is where the magic happens, obviously. See if the old carp are about. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, as they say. It was an early start, but well worth it. I left home about 5:30, I think. Half-hour drive to get here, not too bad. You alright, Bert? Bert's feeling the cold. He's been at home with Mummy the last couple of days. Let's just hope at some point today one of them rattles off. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, I'm just happy to be here, because it's lovely, like, different. What's that over there? That's a deer running very fast. Bert was cold, so I had to put his coat on. Hey, Bert. Where's them fish? Well, the old weather's picking right up. Blowy, a bit rainy, looks good. And I've actually seen one, my first one. I was sat here just as it got light, looking about, and one jumped up. One jumped out there somewhere, twice. Big fat one. But anyway, I've decided I'll give it till mid-morning here, me and Burger. And yeah, maybe move again this afternoon. The idea is to get some bait in the water and give it a chance to soak for a day or two. But I intend to keep my look in today. If I see any more, I'll move on to them. I'll probably give it till midday here and then move up to where I saw that fish show. Fish there till the end of the day, bait up quite heavy overnight, and back in the morning. That's the plan. But I've got, oh man, I've got the cold of colds. Savage. But yeah, I'm loving it. Look, all this water, all the way down past me and all the way down to the palace, and I'm the only one here. Mental, innit? What do you reckon, Bert? Bert likes it. It's smashing up the lake. I might have to have a move. I'll give it till 10 o'clock, I reckon, 10:30, and then I reckon I'll be on the move. The fish I saw was up that way, probably 100 and something yard. But with the wind blowing like it is, it's almost flowing like a river now. I'll probably be headed up that way, I think, for the afternoon. Oh yeah, good old Mexican standoff. Coming past, are you? Nah, I didn't think so. Well, here we are again. I didn't go back to the park today because I was so ill I could barely get up this morning and it rained all night, biblical rain. So I've come to a little lake near my house that I've got a ticket for. Beautiful, oldie, weldy English carp lake. Absolutely lovely little place, and very lightly fish. We've seen hardly anybody here most of the times I have come down for a look, and yeah, it's got some lovely old scaly carp in it. So seeing as I was feeling so terrible, I just thought I'd come out for a couple of hours to try and clear the old head. Oh, Thomas. Ah, burglar. You're a good boy, aren't you? So yeah, that's me. I'm going to sit here for a couple of hours, try and de-snot myself. And you never know, catch a carp or so. I don't know. I doubt it. It's like we had a ridiculous amount of rain last night. I was up, blocked up and feeling terrible at 2 AM and it was biblical, the rain. And it rained and rained and rained, and I woke up a couple more times and it was just ridiculous. So yeah, getting one's probably a bit of a tall order. It's gone from really low pressure and it's starting to lift a bit, and it's going to go to really high pressure and get colder by tomorrow. So on that basis I'll come out for a couple of hours, and you never know your luck. Bert's guarding one, look. Obviously one did fancy a feed. It's only a little common, but considering I've not baited or anything like that, just slung out little bags, I'll take it. Yeah, so after that little common, I was sat there feeling awful. Got a really bad cold and I couldn't sit in the house. I was just done, so I came out, and I'm glad I did, because I got this one. It's a really lovely thing. It's a bit lively, but he's a cracker, isn't he? What a mega carp. Mega carp. You've got to be happy with that. He's like an old leany thing, isn't he? Just the most incredible thing. That's a bit of me, that. Happy Nick. I'll be coming back and doing a few more evenings. A couple of builders over in a building. They're demolishing some old building. I don't want them to see me. Yeah, what a banger, hey? I'll show you the other side. Oh, I've been feeling like death warmed up today. Awful. But I've got to be honest, this has cheered me up no end. Oh, you beautiful carp, lad. Cracker. What a lovely old thing, eh? He's all twisty and a bit saggy and that. He's beautiful. What a lovely carp. I'm a jammy sod, aren't I? Oh, I can actually see in my own viewfinder. Miracles do happen. Anyway, I'm going to get this back. I probably might as well sit here till dark. There might be a chance of something else like this. What a bloody amazing fish, eh? Simple tactics. I didn't even have catapult on me, so I couldn't even fire any bait out. So I've just been like tying up little bags with 2 or 3 krill active in and a bit of stick mix chuff, you know. But I'm getting pulls off roach and stuff, bobbing on the floor. I've even had a couple of lead shook off. I'm going to get this one back, see if I can get another one. Well, the benefit of putting a bit of bait out at this time of year, look. I've literally been here 10 minutes. By the time I've got 3 rods out, 2 of them are going. Lovely. Nice brace, little fully and a slightly larger mirror. So anyway, we've got the full kit this time. The boats, many batteries. I haven't even got my kit out yet. Oh, much boilies, liquids, and we got loads of tot. So anyway, 2-weeker, proper French adventure like the old days. Oh, cracking. Morning, campers. Oh, the life of luxury we live, look. Long drive down. I think we got it's just getting light. It's actually 7:30 here. The old bus, look, got us down beautiful. Anyway, first port of call. Oh, it's a bit of a misty old morning, 6 or 7 degrees. Yeah, we made a bit of a mistake. We parked in this car park, another car, basically all night. We parked in the we parked in the gay doggers car park. They've been in and out all night. And of course we're obviously parked down the end. That must be a signal as like we're up for it or so. I don't know. But I've had there's been 100 cars. Like we are in the middle of France, in the middle of nowhere. How the like? I just don't get it. Anyways, one coming down here now. You'll see me with my camera out and think he's up for making a film. I better go. It's a bit misty for spotting them, isn't it? Another day. Right, bed's in the van. Let's go looking. It's a nice lake, this one. I'm guessing it's about 400 acres, 300 or 400 acres, a rowing lake. So it's just man-made, very super shallow. You can, and like when I say clear, it's like tap clear. It's not the morning for spotting great big cod sticking their noodles out, is it? But big cod are in here all right. I know of at least 2 70-pounders. There's possibly more. It's got a big history for doing 30-kilo fish in matches and stuff years ago. We've been keeping our eye on it for a long time. But yeah, I know of at least a couple of fish over 35 kilo in here. And I reckon it's probably 4 foot all the way across, tap clear, weedy as it possible to be, I guess. But we're all right now. It's still onto the surface down here, but it's dropping back. So yeah, we're going looking, see what we can see. I'm a bit bleary-eyed. Never park in the gay doggers car park. Jesus. Whew, I thought they thought their numbers are up last night. A couple of boys on beds waiting for them. It was unreal. Anyway, they're still arriving now. We've just jumped in the car and driven off. We're going to have a look around the lake. God, I look bleary-eyed. I am really bleary-eyed. I've given up tobacco again, so I'm feeling it this morning. So yeah, we're going to have a little mooch around and see if we can find some cod. You know, for a Tuesday on a lake in the middle of nowhere in France, there's a few carp anglers around, which means it's doing massive carp. One of Trev's contacts has said crazy big carp at the moment in the lake. They're talking over 35 kilos. So yeah, you never know what's ahead. If we can get a spot here, it looks prime for a couple of nights at least. But you know, we've got to get a spot. We'll soon find out. That's that bad weed. Bad weed. You can see down there's a little dead crayfish. No? Yeah. That's what they're eating. The lake's full of them, I bet. That's where we were, up that end, having a little mooch. Oh, look at the professional camera work. Not much of a view from here though, but this is the centre of the lake roughly. Yeah, looks like it's going to be a nice day. A couple of pêcheurs out there, look. Doing pêcheur stuff. Looks good, we've seen a couple bubbling. As you can see, it is absolutely super clear. Ridiculously clear. There's a few big ones in here. Like I said, there's at least half a dozen fish over 65, we think. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a couple of nights there. We'll see. Well, we're set up, look. We've come and had a lovely grassy swim, look, barely looks touched. Island reserve to the right, reserve round the corner by the look of it.
Obviously, Trev's fishing in the reserve.
Trev's obviously fishing. Look, we're loving living the dream, and look. Oh, look, he's got one already, look. It's a tough old life, Trev, isn't it? Well, I'm going to get my chesties on and sort it out. It's like a war zone as usual. Yeah. Can't see anything. Right, that was the first bite of the trip to Trev. On an ever so slightly illegally cast rod. An orange cod ball. It was a little mirror. I don't know, I just weighed it out in my chesties and got it at a 10-pounder or something. But that's it, it's the start. That's always a good sign, first bite. Did it drop well?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it'll go again, won't it? Lovely times. Anyway, that's it, we're off and rolling. It was very heavy, it's like lead. That's the first nice one we've had. We've had a few, to be fair. But in this like reservey bit behind the island, it seems that there's lots of small ones, but that's fine. And you've got lots of weed up to about, I'll guess where the boat channel is, probably 130 yard, and beyond that it's a little bit clearer. So me and Trev, good anglers that we are, just slashed out the old singles out there. And both rods, did you got one as well in the night, didn't you?
I got one, yeah.
And this was the biggest one. And he's a lovely one, isn't he? Nice shape and that. A good start to the day. Wicked. I'll chuck him back and hopefully we can get a bigger one later. I think we might make a move tonight and try and get ourselves positioned in the open water a bit better. And yeah, hopefully have something nice to show you tomorrow or later on today. Wicked. Well, right, we're just at the petrol station. First disaster of the trip. We're bundling along, like laughing and joking. Also, all of a sudden, the old crate judders a bit, and Trev's like, oh, "We're running out of fuel." I'm like, "What? I've been fishing in France for 35 plus years. I've never run out of fuel. I've been in a car when somebody else has run out of fuel," and sure enough, it happened again today. We've just been sat on the side of the road. Just cost us 150 English euros to get. Mate, he come and filled up. I give him 50 quid, like for 30 euros, thinking that like they've sorted us out. I'll give him a tip, and then all of a sudden he wanted 150 quid for the call out, and we were like, oh, for sake. Anyway, all's well that ends well. You got to laugh, ain't you? We're moving on from the lake we were at. There was a few carp anglers there, but overall it's pretty unmolested. I managed to get to the bottom of the stock. You're looking at 50 fish over 45, plus another dozen to 20 between 55 and 60, and another 5-6, we're not quite sure, over 65. It's a mega stock for a lake of that size, very shallow. You can night fish it around a lot of it. There's lots of silly bits, you know, you can't fish this bit until June, you can't fish that bit on a weekend in May, and you can imagine, can't you? But yeah, we had a few fish. I had that nice one. We probably had half a dozen bites between us since we chucked out yesterday afternoon. It's very weedy. You can't leave the rods out there long. Once the wind gets up, the old weed was blowing through the lines. You can't use a bait boat, you can't use a real boat, so we're a bit, you know, we've got loads of buckets of bait preps and stuff. It's on there, it's definitely on there. We may go back, we might go down all the way down towards Spain, decide we're going all the way back. We know it's on there. We know if we turn up there on a Sunday or a Monday, we'll have the pick of the lake for the week. Will we come back up that way? Who knows, probably not. You never know, do you? We're adventuring. But at the moment we are, where are we now? We're ripping down through the centre of France. We're sort of around Montluçon at the minute, which is a fair old slap, but we've still got an awful long way to go to our next destination, which is a lake I visited before, but didn't fish. It was busy, it was late. No, I did fish, and then it went really cold and I ended up going off again on one of my last trips a year or so back. So we're going there. It's a nice barrage, got a nice mixed stock with some really big fish, but it's in a part of France that's a free-for-all, which means you can night fish. It's one of the only sort of counties of France or areas of France where you can night fish the whole area. So we're going to go and have a look at that one. Trev's got some info of some other lakes further down towards the coast, like right on the south coast of France. Then the plan is we cut across, go and check out a couple of lakes that we've known about for years, that have sort of dropped off the radar, and then back up from Montpellier towards Salagou. Might go and have a go on Salagou. We've never fished there really, so that would be interesting. But yeah, we're just have boilies will travel. So yeah, I just texted my girlfriend and said, "Oh, I'm sat on the side of the motorway. We've broken down because we run out of fuel." She was like, "You idiots." Anyway, all's well that ends well. If nothing else, like, that's the good thing about driving on the motorways in France. You pay your tolls, but if you do break down, someone's there to sort you out, and that's a good thing. 150 quid worse off. I've had worse days. Anyway, yeah, we've got another 3-4 hours to our next choice destination. We will get there before dark, but not long before dark, I don't think. And although we probably will put some rods out tonight, we won't be fishing well. We'll just probably end up fishing near the motor. There's a couple of points on the lake where you can park and launch from, and we'll probably stay close to the slip for the first night. But you know, you don't know, do you? You just don't know with trips like these. This is why I do it, even though I'm 50 years old and I've been doing this for a long time, and it gets harder and more contested, and there's more carp anglers in France during October and November than ever before. Like, if it's got carp in it and it's got a name that's known, it will be busy. You just have to accept that. Like, it's change, but there's still an awful lot of water out there, you know, tucked away in the Carrez and places like that. Massive winding barrages that don't see an angler from 1 month to the next. So there's always going to be stuff out there, but you're going to end up obviously doing stuff that nobody else is willing to do, or is prepared to do, I should say. They'll always go to the easier options where there's bigger carp and easier fishing. That's not really us, so we're going to crack on from here and get ourselves down, right down, and yeah, wish us luck. I'll see you soon. Here we are, we're on our way south. Look at this magnificent barrage. This is just one little tiny bit of it. It winds off through the valley. And I would say it's pretty unfished. It's completely wild. There's a barrage down that end. It meanders for miles and miles and miles. Awesome, eh? Oh, the water's quite low. Ooh.
Did you get away with fishing or not?
Nah. Right, it starts. Getting the out, blow the boats up. It's always a massive palaver. There's big weather coming in at some point, either today or tomorrow. It's the weekend, there's many carpistes about. We're going to just get going, get set up for a couple of nights and see what's what. We spoke to a local French geezer who's fishing. He'd done a week. There's another bloke done a week. There's been no fish caught for a week, they say. I guess you have to take that with a pinch of salt, or not. The bloke that told us he hadn't caught any, we saw him out in the boat at midnight last night, but who knows. We're here, we're going to have a go. It's the weekend. Weekend in France is exactly the same as the weekend in England. You either make your move or you end up sleeping in the car park. Wicked. Right, we're in the water. As you can see, the old slipway over there is well busy with the old franglaise. Trev's coming down the slope with his look. A long way out already. The boat is absolutely loaded to the gunnels. We've got the petrol outboards, we've got the sounders, we've got... Well, if you see me, you'd be laughing, but anyway. It's all good. Right, we're going out for a couple of nights. We'll see what's what. Weather's coming in, it's Friday, we've got to get our sorted, so we're going to go head over there. There was a French bloke there earlier, he did 2 nights, caught nothing, but that doesn't really mean a lot, I know. So we're going to go and have a go. Give it till Sunday, because the lake's filling up, it's Friday, it's prime time in October or end of October. So we'll see what's what on it. It's all looking good. There's old Trev, just dropped. Nearly killed me getting up that slope. What, you need to be a fit old boy, and I've got a murdered back, and so's poor old Trev's. And anyway, we're rushing about because there's rain coming in, but I'll give you an idea of the monumental, dangerous. Quick synopsis. What have we done? Well, we've done what you'd expect we'd do. We splayed our rods out from left to right, from 20 foot out to 50 foot and back again. And we're going to tow a couple over to the far wall, which is probably, I don't know how far it is. It's a good few hundred yards, I think, a couple of 300 yards, something like that, 300 or 400 yards. And on this water, luckily, we're allowed to use the old petrol outboards, which is a nice change. So, let's get out there and drop these rods. A mad old tow, look, we're over there, like Oblivion way, and it's like a 20 foot. It's like 100 foot just off these rocks, it drops away to 100 feet. I've got a little tiny flat bit of 20 feet here. Oh, it's incredible, look at it. Savage. But I'm sure there's a bite to be had over here, I'm sure of it. So let's get the rods done, get over, back over. Beautiful. Well, this is going to bring me back to life. Barbecuing a, well, Beaujolais Villages 2019 though, player. Not any old
Beaujolais.
Beaujolais, Rodney. It's been a hard day actually. I've been up and down the bank, my back's and I've had a little sleep. I've given up the baccy again, so I feel like I'm proper withdrawal. But it's a nice night. We've had a bit of rain, and now we're going to have a lovely ribeye steak. Life is good. Well, there goes Trev. He's going for a look. Gives a bit of scale. It's a big old lake, and I'm set up on the top of the bank, so I'm a good, I don't know, 30-40 feet above the actual lake, and you can see my boat down there is a long way down the slope. It knackered me yesterday, carting my up and down. Anyway, we were sort of forced into a move Friday. Friday in France is sadly a bit like Friday in England these days. You know, I never fish it in the UK at the weekends, and there's a bloody good reason why, because everybody else does. And it is a bit like that in France as well these days, I'm afraid to say. Even though we are out here in the middle of nowhere, on a great big barrage. Oh, Trev's outboard's just running, just stopped. Mine packed up yesterday, his is packed up today, God knows why. Oh, that's a big splash. What was that? Oh, it's chickens over the other side. Anyway, yeah, back to the story. So, yeah, we did the night. It was rainy and windy, and I thought I heard a carp, but there's been a few big whitefish splashing out there, so it could have been anything really. But it's very atmospheric and very autumnal. Look at the trees, look. I'm really surprised that it seems to be so advanced. It certainly isn't like this back home. You know, it looks cold here and feels cold at times. But anyway, so Trev's going for a mooch. Sunday tomorrow. And of course, just like everywhere else these days, a lot of the anglers that are about will be going. And although we're in a big bit of the lake here, it's almost, we're pretty certain there's no carp about. We haven't caught any. I know what I'm doing, so does Trev. We had rods out on pretty much all depths from 20 foot down to 50 foot. All spread out across a huge amount of water, and we've caught nothing, seen nothing. So what do? Give it another night, or do we, there we go, he's off again. He obviously ran out of fuel. So do we do another night, or do we go for a look? Well, I've sent Trev, or Trev wanted to go for a nice little look about. He doesn't know the lake, so he's going to go and familiarise himself and see who's where, and just have a look. So we may make a move this evening, or this afternoon I should say, or we may not. We might stay here another night, and let everyone pack up tomorrow and then make our move. We're running out of food, we've got a bit of porridge, etc, so we'll see what's what in it. I'm sure we'll live. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, the change is as good as the rest. Nothing at the other spot. So, we've moved. Got a couple of rods down there. So I'm up the top of the bank, Trev's down the bottom. But yeah, we got a sort of at the junction. It's a nice spot. There's the old barrage. It's looking good.
Here we have a complete and utter wit in his natural environment. Here he is, coming from within his bivvy.
I've just lost my video camera again. I just had it in my hand.
I've got it here, you
That was a lovely night, calm. These woods were absolutely alive with owls. It rained. We even heard a couple of carp up in the barrage, but there were no bites. No bites at all. So now, let's give you an idea. Just travel all the way down there. And I was this side. And yeah, we've had enough. We're going to go, basically we've run out of food, always going to happen. It's Sunday and we're hoping people are leaving, so what we're going to do is we're going to off and go and get some grub. Yeah, lovely. Right, yeah, get some grub. Go and have a look down the other end, hopefully. There's more fish down there. If we don't fancy it, we're off to the next stop. Another couple of hours south. I'll see you in a bit. Look at the drop the other side. Tell you rather. You can't see it, can you? No. Anyway, that was a lovely visit to a lovely lake. It really was, but it ain't on. Very quiet.
Right place, wrong time, my son.
Yeah, right place, wrong time. Oh, morning, campers. Well, this is the reality of, can't even see Trev, it's so dark. This is the reality of these sort of trips. We are now in the very extremities of the country and the weather is f***ing vile. It's to rain all night and we slept in a car park after a long day of driving. And that's pretty much how these things happen. I think how many nights we slept in car parks already, Trev?
Three
out of 5 nights.
out of 5, yeah.
So yeah, getting on for the first week being done, and out of those 5 nights we spent 3 sleeping in car parks.
We've got 5 between us.
5. I had quite a nice one, but yeah, mainly we caught some small ones from the first lake, gelled that on. You're always trying to make the best decisions, aren't you? Or what you think are the best decisions. And yeah, we've kept on the go. Yesterday, where were we yesterday? Anyway, we left wherever we were yesterday, long drive. Oh, we was at a beautiful barrage, weren't we? That was like, again, right place, wrong time. That was a car, Jesus. And what the crack was, is French bank holiday weekend. All Saints week. Oh, look at me, like we drank wine last night, had a barbecue and it down all night. Yeah, so right place, wrong time. That's pretty much the theme of the last 5 days. But you don't get depressed and down about it. You just keep looking at the weather in other places and deciding what the plan is. Anyway, we're sat next to this big old pit at the minute. Like I say, we're totally at the ends of the country. Are we staying here? Well, there's some Czech guys. There's some French guys. There's even a Belgian bloke. And when you're this far down country, it's actually quite surprising to see so many anglers on a lake where really there ain't that many swims anyway. It's a bit of a wild place. So yeah, we're going to pack up. It rained all night. I must have fell asleep, woke up soaked. The rain and the wind was beating into my badly erected brolly. But these are the things that are sent to try us, eh? So we're going to pack up and go and do something normal. I'll see you later. Yeah, so yeah, you missed a bit. Yeah, we left that beautiful barrage. We drove probably 3 hours or 2.5 hours south to a big city where there was some new lakes to explore, and we had a good look around, and we were really surprised. There was loads of people night fishing and set up, and that was really weird. Oh, there you go, it's a bit better. Hell, I look like I'm dying, quite literally. And yeah, we had a good look around. There was loads of people night fishing. Of course, we hadn't checked the calendar. It's All Saints Day, which is a national bank holiday. That's why there was quite a few French bivvied up and fishing everywhere. And yeah, after COVID, I think we both were a bit surprised at just the amount of people in France fishing. There's a lot of people. Everywhere we've been, there's been loads of people. So yeah, I think it's going to be one of them trips. The Car Park Chronicles continues. I think this time we're going to head in a different direction. If we don't stay here, we're going to head across country in search of better weather and try and get away from the impending frosty nights and rain to go with it. Doesn't sound much fun. So yeah, we'll catch up with you at some point today on one of our lovely drives around this great country. Oh, morning campers. We got back last night. Oh, it's been savage weather. I heard at home there's been 100-mile-an-hour winds, and well, this has been a testing trip in the extreme so far. Yeah, we drove back up from the south yesterday, took all day, and we're back on the lake we started on, the big long lake. The weather here is not as bad as anywhere else in France. We were as far as we could go in one direction yesterday, and the weather was dropping to like frosts at night and savage rain, and we drove through some of the worst rain I've ever seen yesterday, and fished through a bit of it as well, and it's not been very pleasant. I know that when you watch my stuff, it looks like every one's a coconut, every trip's a coconut, and we catch loads, or I catch loads, but it's not always the case, and this one's testing. It's been really testing. We're really ill. Everybody at home's got COVID. My girlfriend, the kids, they've all got it. I feel like and I'm really worried that I haven't got it, or that it's come through since I've been here, because obviously it means I've got to stay another week at least. I won't be able to go home, will I? I don't know what the crack is, but yeah, it's testing. And I don't feel great. I've got a terribly bad back, but luckily I've got my MRI scan when I get back, find out what the is going on with me. What do you mean? I'm trying to talk to the camera here, you selfish little So yeah, that's it. We're here. We're back here. The weather here, the reason we've come all the way back up here is because the weather in this sort of little section of France is actually pretty stable for the next few days. We could do without any more rain, because absolutely everything is just destroyed. Very difficult. But at least I didn't fish in a car. At least I didn't sleep in the car park last night. You've got to be thankful for small mercies, haven't you? Well, you know you've been in France a week when you need a shave. It's been over a week, I reckon. Oh, I'll tell you what, as I get older, the old beard gets more and more difficult to cut. Who'd be us, eh? Carp fishermen. I don't know.
Here we go.
There you go. Lovely times, Trev, eh?
Lovely times.
After like 24 hours or more of sat in our bivvies in the rain.
Absolute Armageddon rain.
Armageddon rain. I went to bed at 5 PM yesterday and got up at 10 o'clock this morning. That's how awful it's been.
You weren't moaning at all, were you?
No, I wasn't moaning at all. France. Moody old evening coming in. Moody. Couple of friends.
Here we have a lovely one that I caught from a really nice spot that I found.
He's a very nice one, Trevor.
Yeah, he's nice. He's probably a 40 pounder, isn't he? If he's not 38, 39.
Yeah, it don't matter, does it? He is what it is, but he's a lovely carp.
He's very annoying.
He's very annoying.
Yeah.
My one's going to be equally as annoying, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a productive night, that, mate.
Yeah, considering it was so vile.
The rain stopped.
Oh my God, it was awful, wasn't it? Anyway, he will do just fine, my friend.
Lovely.
But he's a nice carp. And after 2 days or more of the most biblical rain, everything's soaked and even my demeanour was a bit wet. Hopefully today will dry out a bit and we'll get a couple more of these. Because that's all you want. If we get a big one, so be it. But like you said earlier, Trev, as long as you catch a few of these, you're quite happy, ain't you? That's what you're here for, a few cod. Magic. Lovely little bit of canal. In the middle of nowhere. We were actually following the sat-nav taking us to a supermarket, but instead it took us to a house on a canal in the middle of nowhere. That's France for you. Oh well, here's Trev. It's been a bit mad last couple of days, like my girlfriend's got COVID, the kids have got COVID. Well, my girlfriend didn't have COVID, but she has now. And of course that's quite stressful, despite the fact we've probably all had it already. You know, the hype can scare even the likes of me a little bit. So where are we now? Oh, we're in the middle of nowhere. To be honest, we've been, you know, it's not been a great trip. We've been pillar to post, lots and lots of people fishing in France. So even all the target lakes are just been way too busy for our liking. Where are we now? We're on a big barrage. Not got a lot of info on this one. It's meant to have very large carp, and that's come from several whispers, but again, I don't know, and I'd rather not know. But we were getting close to calling it a day. Like the last 2 days we've been at the other lake, or the last few days it's just been rain and rain and rain. It's like a bloody quagmire, my swim. And yeah, I was becoming increasingly aware that it was just looking like a pit. All the French are walking past in the middle of a park, and there's this muddy hellhole which we were fishing in. And the action dried up bizarrely. We probably had 10 fish, dozen fish, no big ones. I think we've, you know, the biggest we've both had upper 30s, but that's about it. But you know, it's not always golden times, is it? But anyway, you can look down there. Like there's a dam wall, I'm guessing. There's another big lake beyond that. One that I'm not particularly interested in, but this one we are interested in because it comes with some rumour. It's meant to be very shallow, but we'll soon find out when Trev gets back. I've just been into town, got some food. I've even got this lovely, behind us here, we've got this like marina on a bit of canal that isn't joined to the lake, but it sort of it spills into the lake. It's quite an interesting little place. So I'll probably think we're going to do a night here, I'm guessing, but we'll see, won't we? Let's see what Trev comes back saying. If it's, I think he said it was 8 foot just out there, so it's plenty deep enough, even though it might be shallower than the big barrage behind it. It's bloody cold here, you know, it's November, we've had tons of rain and it's broken me. I've been sat in a bivvy, not sure whether I've got COVID. I've been ill for bloody weeks, I have, ever since I started fishing over on the, you'll probably see on my vlog, I did a bit on that lovely long thin lake in the Royal Gardens, like in London. It's beautiful. That's 3 weeks ago and I'm still ill. And sitting in a bivvy with a big puddle under your bed, coughing and spluttering, like, you're not making yourself any better, are you? And I'm 50 years old, so it's not really surprising. I feel like dog and I'm ready to turn it in. But you know, Trev's got a few years on me, still keen, so we're going to try and if we don't go on this one, we'll go on the one next door. On this one we can't get down towards the dam wall because there's no night fishing. This is actually a legal bit, but you know, when you don't know about a place, you don't rush in and just go and set up down there on the wind on the dam wall, because you probably wouldn't last the night. The guard will be on you. It's very remote here. So we'll see. Trevor come back, we'll do a night probably here if it's deep enough. Spread all the rods out there, see what we hear. It's definitely quiet here at night, so I'm sure if there's any carp about, we'll either catch one if we're staying, or we'll hear one if they're about. And if neither of the above happen, we will be on our merry way, I'm sure. We finally got rods out last night. But it was quiet, very quiet. We did hear a couple of carp, and it sounded like they were 100 miles away. They're certainly nowhere near the middle of the lake. Yeah, looks like it's going to rain, surprise, surprise. Bit of a grim old morning, but we're happy. We've got coffee, and it was silent here last night. Beautiful, like literally the loveliest quiet. Too quiet for most, but just right for us. Oh, look at that. It's another beautiful barrage in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Oh, it's been, someone's lost their pedalo, Trev. It's sunken. Yeah, it's beautiful. Lovely. Nice little spot here. Oh dear. The poor.
See the blue-green algae?
Yeah, there is a. Oh no. Oh, no. Mon pedalo, mon dieu. Yeah. A beautiful big barrage in a big regional national park in France. And we're just first time in practically the whole trip. It's quite sunny, so we're just having a mooch about like you do. Nothing's ever wasted. Keep looking, having a mooch about. You never know your luck. Considering it's been a weird day today. We've done a lot of driving, and for me, I always love something new, as you know. And we've been driving around a new part of France, both Trev and I. You know, we've had a trip. It's been one of them trips. Weather's been against us. I mean, you wouldn't believe it to look at it today. It's delightful. But we're now in the world of we're totally off the beaten track. It doesn't get any more off the beaten track. We're in the middle of nowhere, looking at waters that we normally would never consider. These big winding barrages. They're very, very wild and really beautiful. And they hold many lovely carp, I'm sure. But yeah, we're just because we've been in this national park, there's a whole load of lakes that I've never made it. It's hard to explain in France. When you come through France, you come from Calais, you either go down one way or the other because of the motorway network. And there's lots of these lovely barrages and reservoirs off the motorway network. But these ones are like the other side of all the well-known ones, into a big national central, like almost central France, I guess you'd call it. But massively underpopulated with anglers, just beautiful. And we're doing a bit of exploring, and do you know what? I'm absolutely loving it. I'm not a great fan of water of that colour, I've got to be honest. I've always preferred the lovely blue stuff, but wild fishing's wild fishing. And we're feeling it. We're going to just keep exploring, I think. Bye. That's a cracker, that one, isn't it, Trev?
Oh yeah, that's the future, that.
That's definitely one for the future. Petrol outboards, lovely times, ahoy. Yeah, really, really, really carpy looking spot, that one. Right, does it? Yeah, we're all good.
Right onto route to Moors.
Yeah, nice one, that one. I very much fancy a little dabble here, I think. Well, you couldn't write it, could ya? 2 weeks of absolutely seeing nothing and bad weather and all over France. We've driven 2,000 miles, probably more than that. And then our last stop before we go home, like just to put us right near the sun, or a lake I've been to a couple of times now, and they're showing like dolphins out there. Like, it was mild last night. For the first time in 2 weeks, we both feel like we're actually fishing. I've just slashed that right hander there, right out in the oblivion. They're showing out that zone. That's where they are. I don't know, I've seen a dozen shows already this morning. Like, mental, absolutely mental. Yeah, we're fishing. 10 o'clock crossing though, so now we're right up against it time-wise. So you never know your luck, do you? We've slashed a few cod rods out there at showers, and well, you can only live in hope, can't you? That's carp fishing for you. Ultimately, it's down to those fat, greasy weasels to get their heads down. It's not too deep out there. Got mega drops. Wish me luck. Well, back from France. What a tiring trip that was. So tiring. I was ready to come home, if I'm honest, a week before the end. The weather was awful. It seemed to follow us around France. Wet. Absolutely awful. Anyway, home to the COVID nightmare. Sue's got it, the kids have got it. I've been sleeping in the garden for a couple of nights, helping the boys plasterboard the new build. It's been, yeah, I've had 2 weeks of very difficult fishing. A very difficult trip, I should say. And then got home thinking, like you do when you get home from a big trip, oh my God, just want a big hot bath and a couple of days in bed to sort my out. And I'm afraid that's not happened. I'm still absolutely so tired, I can't even talk properly, you can hear it. Anyway, I went to my little winter ticket that I've got this morning. It was raining, had a look round, no one there. Lovely little lake, it must only be a couple of acres, over 100 fish over 20 pound in it, up to mid-30s or something. That's going to be great fun. I'll probably film there in the winter. Hopefully it'll be some good fishing to show you. And yeah, that's why I got the ticket. You know, I don't want to catch 20 pounders or 30 pounders particularly, but it's just a nice bit of fishing, somewhere to film. And I have to consider these things, as annoying as it is. But anyway, I'm back down at the beautiful Old English Carp Lake, and it is classic Old English Carp Lake. I've been here all of 5 minutes, chucked out, slung them up to the right towards the office building, where they seem to like, well, you can't fit. This is the last swim. It gets narrower and narrower up to the right. And I don't really want to show you it because it'll give the game away. But the oh, set a liner on my right hand rod where I've just caught this one. Boom, 5 minutes in the right place. Slung them up there, really awkward round the corner cast, and I've got a lovely old scaly mirror. Like, if you could picture the carp that this lake contained, that fish in the net would be one of them. He's beautiful, great big plates, upper double, old as the eels, great big mouth. Obviously they've been much bigger in their time, but yeah, pleased to catch one. It can be a right old run around. So yeah, I'm going to show you him in a minute. Yeah, just leave him in the net for a minute to calm down, because he gave me a hell of a battle. Beatron's here, but say hello to the people. But Bert's like absolutely squirrel mad. So yeah, let's get this one out. I'll give you a quick glimpse of it, because it really is worth it. They're cracking fish. They're not big, do you know what I mean? Like, I think, I reckon that from what we've seen and what I've caught, I think I'm into double figures. I think this is either fish number 11 or fish number 12. Yeah, I'll show you them. They're cracking, but they're not big, you know, but it doesn't matter, does it? The longer it goes on in fishing, the more you realise that really it doesn't matter. Enjoying your fishing is what matters. Being left alone and having a little bit of nice fishing like this. Nobody else here, nobody bothering me, no one jumping in my swim when I go, like all that old rubbish. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it, really enjoying it. I've just walked away from a lake with like 100 fish over 20 pound, a tiny little lake. And I thought I'd come and have a couple of hours here. To be honest with you, I came here because I thought I could get my head down. I've got my bed out, I've put my bed out, look, it's all out and stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of this and try and get my head down for an hour or two. I'm playing catch up, constantly playing catch up. Come on, he's very cold and I've got hot hands. You get the impression that they're older than me, do you know what I mean? But I don't think they are. Like, their tails are too perfect. But, you know, to look at the scales and the coloration of them and all that sort of thing, you'd think, oh, God, it's a nightmare here. They're knocking, I said a little bit before, they're knocking down the building where I'm fishing. And there's a load of builders up on a scaffolding. And they're unloading a lorry by my car's park. And there's backing up traffic, and there's a van full of builders sitting like they can't see me very well. Well, they might be able to see me if they look through the bushes, but they certainly can't see me holding the carp, so I don't want them to see me holding the carp. I'm just going to wait till they go. But anyway, a lovely carp. This is quite a lovely carp. It's a bit of old Nick. This is cracker, eh? What an absolutely lovely thing. Isn't they amazing? Like an old leanie, like an old estate lake. The lake's like an old estate lake. It's absolutely beautiful. What a cracker, eh? His old skin's all dimpled. He's covered in big scales. He's lovely. Oh, what a beautiful thing you are. You are magnificent, ancient and magnificent. I don't suppose he's much more than sort of 16, 17 pound, but doesn't really matter to me. He could be 60 or 70 pound, it really wouldn't make any difference. Look at it, it's a lovely thing, isn't it? I'm trying to tone my swearing down because people keep moaning about me swearing. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, any nice, look at that beautiful thing that you are. Magnificent, what a lovely thing, well worth getting out. It was just on a little, you know, I hadn't done any prep this time. I just slung a couple of rods out and he was on the end, literally within 5 minutes. Wow, what a fantastic thing. God, you gotta love carp fishing, ain't you?